Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Greatest Love of All podcast. Today you are joined by myself, Izabela, and Ingvar.
Hello
Yeah.
again.
And not we cannot forget. Come on, she's joining us too, saying hello. There we go. The dog, Aya. You will have to go, darling. Go on, go on, go.
I think maybe because we have
Yeah.
today interesting topic, and maybe because we will be speaking about the self-love, so
Yes.
maybe that's why she came
That's
to
it.
self-love.
That's it.
She
She's got
wants
a
to
very
feel
noisy
it
toy, which I will
more.
need to confiscate in a minute. Otherwise, we're going to have squeaking all through the episode. Okay. So yes, today we are talking about. You see, this is the dog coming in. Oh yeah, honestly, this is not going to happen. You can't see her, but she's right here. You see,
Mm,
with a face.
I can see. Yes,
You
I
can
can see
see her.
her. Yes, yes.
Yes, she's right here. She's like, "Can I please have my toy? If it's noisy, I need to take it away." So, sorry, this is very bad beginning of an episode, but here we go. Today we're going to be talking about listening to your heart and accessing the knowledge, right? So how do we access the knowledge? How do we learn to listen to our heart? Because it is a skill. It's not something that, although actually arguably I think we are born with that knowledge, but we forget in the process of being reformatted as humans. um, but over to you, Ingvar. Where do we start? If we are at the beginning of this, where do we start?
So, first of all, I think we should start to focus on our heart. And this, what I could say before in the previous episodes, so that we have attention. So our attention should go here to us. But of course, we have to remember to not try too hard because we will be forcing ourselves. So we will be using too much energy because sometimes when we want so much, we are trying to get this with the force. So we have to remember that we have to be patient, we have to trust ourselves. I mean, ourselves, it is trust to your heart, to your inner feelings, and of course this is a process, so you know that it can it can take a time. So you have to remember it. But of course, to access this level, and the most important is that your thoughts should be about love. But sometimes people can't feel the love because of their beliefs that the love can hurt, and uh, they are trying to protect them to not suffer. But as I said before, that this is self-love. This is a universal love, and this is not about woman and the man love, because this can be a different, can be,
Yeah.
but of course it can contain this uh, universal love too. But it is depend of the of what the people are, what kind of level they are.
And
Yes.
actually, I think it's worth to interject in here for a very brief moment and say that I think that many people actually don't realize what the feeling of love is, because we
Yes.
are conditioned to think of love as, you know, oh, it's, the butterflies in the tummy when you fall in love for the first time,
Mhm.
right? Like, this is the
Right.
most typical image we have of love. But actually, it's so much more. It's not it's not the love of, towards another human being, and that with that there comes the sexual part too, but that
Hmm.
pure love, definition of love, is just, I guess, like, when I think of it, it's a space of complete peace. When you're looking at the sea, and the sea is just still, and everything just is. Like, love is like that. It just is, but it's at the same time the place of beginning and end at the same time, and it's the ultimate safety and ultimate kind of sensation of peace, really.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know, how would you define love? I guess everybody's definition will be different, but that's what comes to me when I think
Yes,
of
I
it.
think first of all, you will start to feel warm feeling in your chest because it's appear from here. And this warm feeling, when you delve in it, so you will feel more that you are secure, you feel comfortable, you feel also a harmony.
Yes.
And there is a kind of feeling, what is maybe a difficult to explain, but it is the feeling that you are on the right place. This is the harmony, of course, but you feel that when you fell from this place, fell from this path, so you feel at once that something was happening, that you are not on the right position. So, but when you will go back on this path, so you feel at once everyone is good again,
It's
right?
like the source. It's like, the way to
It's
think
a
of it, it's
source.
like you are coming back to your mother, and she's there with open arms, and she's ultimately, the place of safety and love, and everything that can define that, right? But we are trying to define with human
It's
words.
depend, excuse me, but it's depend if you have a loving mother.
Well,
But
that's true.
we used to say that the mother used to love us with unconditional love, but it is of course depend for those people who weren't in this situation, that they have a loving mother, but maybe they have a loving grandmother or grandfather or father, right? So they can feel this feeling. But of course, if they have this pattern, so they can have for them own, they can feel from them,
Yes.
because they came here with this strong love feeling to you know to show the people that it's possible for for those who have a problem with it, but also uh, if they can feel, so they can think, and how much I want that someone will love me, or God is love me. Yes.
Mm.
So, and mostly people in this situation, they can imagine, they can feel it, they can feel this love. But of course, sometimes it's not, a huge feeling, but it is a beginning. So when they think like this, that how much I want that someone will love me, so they can start from this, and this feeling they can give to themselves.
That's it.
And of course, some people they have a blocks, and they don't allow themselves to love themselves, because the pattern says that, most common pattern, that if you love yourself, you are selfish. Yes, or you should get the love from someone else, your wife, your uh, girlfriend or boyfriend, yes, a husband, mother, father, but they are forgetting about this feeling to themselves, yes, that the people should be teach, that they should be love themselves. They are forgetting at all about this.
And I think
So,
self-love has many different faces as well, because loving yourself is obviously trusting in yourself,
hmm,
is being at peace with your decisions, but also making decisions that make you happy rather than somebody else, right? Because that's how the self-love manifests. You make choices that you yourself tells you are good for you, right? And that could go against other people's ideas of what is good for you and how to deal with that. And that could be one of the reasons why you are stopped from loving yourself, is actually other people.
right. So you have to make a decision. So what is good for you, what you feel when someone is talking you, what you should do. And then when you compare with this feeling and the heart is telling you, in a simply way, you feel very comfortable, very okay, or very loose here, or just you feel something is wrong here. So this is a kind of sensation in your heart in this place. And this can be a simple recognizing that what is your heart is telling you about the situation, about you, about the person. Yes. So this is the beginning. But of course, sometimes can be like that you start to feel only warm, only that this appear in your chest, and this is a good beginning. But the more knowledge, yes, more information will appear later, because you have to be filled up with this love, because the love is not only work here, but works in your life, and it works also in your body. So, so you see, and of course, when you are uh, very interested in this, that this your attention will be hang on this. What is
Mm.
exactly happening with you, with your heart, and sometimes you will feel that you have a different information in your mind and different information with your uh, plexus solaris. Uh, so and you in your belly, because the belly it's representing the mind.
Mm.
So but if you feel love, you can send this love to your mind, and you can send to another part of your body, to another part of your consciousness. So, and sometimes your mind is, it's talking with this old information in you. So, I mean, in the fear, for example,
Mm.
and because that is because ego want to be a leader all the time. But many schools uh, are teaching people that they should, uh, for example, burn the ego. They should kill the ego or something like that. But when people are doing this,
Yeah.
they are doing this for themselves. And I remember once there was a woman that was a meeting with, that was a meeting, I think 20 years ago, I think, with one very bright Australian clairvoyant. And I was on this meeting, and there was also many another people, interested people there. And there was a woman who said that she is, that was a question to this clairvoyant. She was, her name was Mary. So she asked her, Mary, if my talent, if my talent comes from my ego or it comes from my heart. And before this question, he sent to show the people what kind of talent she has. And she could paint beautiful faces. She was a painter. And she also drew children faces. And this was very beautiful. And at once I felt that I should answer on this question. And then I said, ego does not exist. Because on the such level, this is true that the ego does not exist. And if you know that, because to exist the ego, that means that a part of you, part of your awareness is, this construct is that it is, that should be, the ego is building a border to protect his awareness. So we have exactly ego awareness and this heart awareness. But the heart knows that ego does not exist because ego is exactly us, but is a function of us. So if the ego is learning from the heart, so I mean from the master, but used to be that the ego is forgetting that he is a student for a long, long, long time, but he wants to be a master at once. And he is forgetting about this, and he's starting to, to create the world is his own way, and to create his world, ego is start the process to block this heart, because then realize that this will not be created but by himself, because the ego wants to create for his own his world. Yes. So you see, so we have to realize that we have ego and we have this heart, and sometimes the ego will disturb us.
I have a question to you.
Yes.
May I ask a question? So obviously it's clear that on the purest level, our soul is the ultimate expression of love and energy. That is all good. So why do you think is it that souls choose to put themselves in limiting position of being in limiting body with ego who's constantly trying to stop the progress too, right? So what's the purpose of this?
This is very interesting why it's happening. But I know this pattern is for 1,000 years. But I think some people are thinking that that the reason why we have an ego is that some creatures, lizards, they put to us the ego.
Lizard brain.
Yes, so we have this lizard brain.
Yeah, lizard brain. Well, we all need to eat. We all need to hang on, there were three things: we eat, we sleep, and we need to make babies, essentially. And those are the three lizard brain things in us, right?
Yes, and uh, in this position, of thinking, we are searching for an enemy. Some enemy is
Mm.
in us. So I think it is very destructive because, if you feel that something is wrong with you in this way, that you will start with yourself instead of loving you. Yes? So you see that you have inner war. So it is creating the war. So in another way, so you can think, okay, some assessor, they create us, and what then? But what is above them? Who create the assessors, right?
Yeah.
So you see, this for me it is kind of trap, because when you are starting think like this, of course you can allow to this theory that the assessors was, and probably they was,
Mm.
but it does have exactly a matter for us to stop us to feel this love, to work with this love, to create our world for ourselves, another dimension, another understanding, because we will be put in the a way. For example, if we will thinking that we will have to, all the time try to find what is the true, and the true is far away from us, right? So we are going there, but the time is going,
That's
and we can use this time for loving ourselves, and maybe we can get this knowledge from our heart. So, but our heart is teaching us step by step, because knows what we can understand. So, and this is teaching as a mother and a father is teaching a child. It is in this way. So the heart is teaching us. And I remember my beginning that uh, it was exactly, I remember that I wanted meditate. This was on the end of 90s. So, and I went on the course Silva method system. But before I have a book. So I start to read this book, and there was the exercise. I find the exercise, and they was told that you can exercise 3 times in a day, and you can start from 5 minutes. And it's up to you how much time you want to use for you, and maybe you will start from 5 minutes, and later you will go on the 10 minutes, later on the 15 minutes, and this is also good. And also, maybe if you will uh, meditate more, this is even better. So, I start, and of course, and I felt, oh, it's working. So, and when I started this, and I also felt that I have something here. It's something what is blocking me. And of course, I was thinking that that was not that wasn't comfortable. So I have to, I have this feeling that I have to release this place. And some people they saying that people are awakened, but exactly awaken heart. It means to awaken awareness, right? So I think I was ready for it. So after a while, I felt here that it's very, very pleasure feeling here, and I felt very comfortable. And I tell to myself, "Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I haven't feel in my life such good as now." And I decided to proceed this. On the beginning was this feeling, this warm feeling and this good feeling here. And I felt, of course, that something is appear here. And of course, I start to meditate longer, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. And I started to observe myself. And then I discover that with this observing, it's coming a thoughts or feelings. And these feelings, I started to name it. And when the people are fell in love, they writing a poems, yes, and they are saying there that I can't describe this feeling to you, for example. I can't find the word for it, right?
Yeah.
It's very often. So it is like that. So you feel this feeling and you can't find the right word because it is not from this word. You just can't define the right feeling. You can find the similar word on it or words on it to describe. And this is very good because then when you start to describe this feeling, you release your heart and you are practicing your heart open. And then you can say that your heart is awakened. So, of course, then when you are here, but exactly, you are not outside, you are in here, inside. You start to look at your life from here, from inside, because you are changing your position. And maybe I will tell more about the changing the position of our point of view. So the next thing is changing the position of our observing our life. So when we used to observe our life from here, so sometimes maybe it's smart to imagine that you have some inner steps and you go down here, here, here. And here it's your cave. And there you are sitting and you're making yourself comfortable here. And maybe it is smart also to commit yourself that this is the place from which I will observe my life because I feel here very comfortable. But it can happen, just like now, what I feel from you, that the fear will appear. But where the fear come from? It is in your heart or it is in your belly
Okay.
or in the head. So you see, ego is working. You see? So what you should do then,
Good.
stay in the heart, and you can send a kind of fog, love fog, or feeling to your stomach, to your brain, to your ego. That ego can feel this love and will feel calm. So you see, you are starting to resolve the problems when the fear taking you over. Yes.
Yeah.
So you see, so now is a time when you are going back or sitting in your heart more deeply, more deeply, more deeply. And you have to trust your heart. You can say to yourself, I trust myself. I trust my heart. When you trust someone, you will ask him, can I lay on you? Or I lay on you. Yes? So when you lay on something, you have to be trustful because when you
Lean on. Yes.
lead,
Lean
yes,
on.
so you
Yeah.
lead on, yes. So, but to go sleep, you also have to trust to this place
Mm.
because when you are falling asleep, you are unconscious, right?
Right. But your consciousness is still there. To me, going to
Yes,
sleep feels
right.
like
But the
going back
part
to
of it,
source for a minute.
yes. So you see, uh, be trustful. It's very important for us.
Mm.
So go to your heart, just like that. You see? Now it's better.
Yeah.
So it is like that. And in many situations in your life, day by day, you are exercised with this. And until you will achieve that this is a uh, constant. So you see, but the ego is telling, oh, but what with this? What is my uh, what with my creation then?
And you have to realize
But the
that you are the
truth,
creation.
yes, but the
Yes.
truth is here.
Yeah.
You see, ego is not losing anything.
No. It's almost like so just kind of going back to what you said earlier. When I think of love, I think of it as the ultimate source of that unconditional energy that we all come from, right? Like that,
Mhm.
yeah, energy that we all come from. That's where there is the beginning and end is in that one space. And that's what love is. And we are kind of accessing that incredible power that's us within us, if that makes sense, because
Mhm.
it is us. Like we come from that, right? Therefore we are that ultimate energy. And I like to think of this is like, because we are all connected in different ways, we can feel each other's feelings, especially for people who are really sensitive to it. I like to think of this like a river, a river that constantly flows but has no beginning, no end. And we are part of that river in that sense. And when you can go, when you go within, it's almost like you are stepping into the river and you become the river, right? Like
Right.
that is the ultimate goal. And when you were talking about the meditations, it's like with time you can harness discipline to be able to hold off the ego for long enough, be able to step into the river, become it, and therefore feel exactly what everything is, because then you are connected to everything. It's such a, I know, maybe almost psychedelic vision, but I guess that's what it is, right?
You know, on this road, you don't have to use any stuff to help yourself.
No.
It is enough that is you and your heart. Because maybe you don't know this now, but you know this after that you are already alone. But from this position, you are struggling with your fears. On the beginning, that you will lose something, but you will have yourself and you will have the truth. Yes? So, and you will have the truth about yourself instead of having illusions. It does not means that you have to, you have to become a pure or a monk or something like this. No, you have, you came here in this life, so it is that you will live in this life, but with another, I mean this consciousness, but another, I mean that this pure consciousness, this what we exactly came, because this what we are doing is remembering. It's remembering that we are awaking. We are awaking. So, because when you feel this, it is also that I know this from somewhere. Yes. So actually, it is awaking. So you are awaking in this in your life, and the knowledge, it is already in you. So you know this from before.
It's kind of like we were talking before we started to record about the power of the seed, right? The
Yes,
seed contains the past, the present, and the future. And it's kind of like that. You are like the seed. You have the full potential in you to
right.
become the mighty oak tree, right? It's there. You don't need, obviously you nurture it with water and it needs soil, right? But those are the things that you can do to grow the full oak tree, right?
Yes, you are talking about this sentence, I am.
Yeah.
Yes. So what is I? I is the information. It is the awareness. It is know-how also. And am, it is the, you can say the soil. And the I, it's a seed. So when you put the seed into soil, so you then the information can use this knowledge, this know-how, how to get the ingredients to grow, right? So we are the soil. No, and we are the also, because when we came here to the soil, so we are exactly first, we are the seed, the information. So this seed, and we can do many things depend of the soil, right? Depend of environment. So you see, we are also, you can say that this I, it is a man, um, when
Masculine
we are,
energy.
yes, male energy, but uh, M, it's a female energy. So to have all together, if you
You
have
need
all
both.
together, you can create. And without this, we are just be a seed. And without this, we will be just a soil, right?
Yin and
So you
yang.
see, so to
Yeah.
connect this, to understand this also, so I think when you are thinking in this way, you can start to feel that there is a movement in you that is something very important, what was moved. And you can feel in your heart that this knowledge, this what we are talking now, it will be important in the future for you to understand more because you have a background. And with the heart is sometimes like that, that you have you don't get every information at once, because maybe sometimes you will not understand this. Yes, because you are not ready, because you have your frequency at this time, it is not on this level to understand this. So, but when your frequency will be raised, then you will understand. And this is about the listening the heart. This is to go this pathway, heart pathway. So of course, I was telling also before that very important is also to observe, to be a witness. You see, to be a witness what is happening here. Because when you are a witness, you don't make the action. So, and you can observe. And from this observation, you are learning. So, you see, day by day, day by day.
Little by little. Little
Yeah,
actions
so,
lead to big things.
yeah, so you see, from this little information will be a huge knowledge.
That's it. I think that's a wonderful way for us to close the episode and leave you, wonderful viewer or listener, to contemplate the power of your seed, the power of the seed within you, and how you are choosing to harness that into, I guess, what manifests to be your life, right? And I know next week we are going to be diving into potentially not darker topic, but one that I felt was very important to talk about, and we are going to talk about death. So we've talked a lot about light and love, but we're going to turn into death and see whether we can make some light of it, shall we?
I think it will be very interesting tema.
Yeah.
So we see next time, right?
We'll see you next time,
So
and in the meantime, subscribe.
yes, please subscribe our channel.